Hello and welcome everyone, my name is Drewlik, we're doing PvP. Today I would like to discuss whether or not the Demon Hunter is inherently OP and deserves a nerf, or if he's like fine. Obviously I'm going to be a bit biased because I'm maining that class, as I'm right now denying the opener on the rogue. Unfortunately he still gets out his cheap shot because, you know, he has 3 seconds of stealth abilities, but I've got 4 bleeds, but it's fine. It's fine. He didn't use any major damage things. He just tried to get something going, and he wasn't. I mean, it's still good that I got him out of the stealth because he wasn't able to sap my healer, so I was just basically fine with the hots of the monk. But yeah, there has been a bit of whine on the forums, and I know it's very insignificant to state that because there's always whine about everything on the forums, and it's not very indicative of how strong a class is, but people perceive the Demon Hunter as to be quite annoying, to say the least, and some even say he's OP. He's completely OP, and he just wrecks you, and he has too much self-healing, and everything. Basically, it's just bad players complaining that they get wrecked, but yeah. Because on the BlizzCon that has been recently, you didn't see a single Demon Hunter, and that is due to his lackluster defensive cooldowns. He doesn't really provide that much utility either, so he's a very niche pick, and he does a very specific thing very well, which is completely bursting someone on a whim. But he hasn't got the best sustain damage, so a warrior or an enhancement shaman would be a lot better in dealing like constant pressure single target damage. Is very much a warrior class fantasy to just relentlessly go at a healer, which is why which is basically why you are going to see a warrior many times in the 2v2 arenas, just because he's that proficient at killing a healer in the 2v2 without any help. And you need a bit more fine-tuning. Like the Demon Hunter has got the ability to completely annihilate somebody just without any setup. So other classes can do that as well, but they have to precast something, they have to make sure that the CC is ready or something. It basically is a package deal. Your moment when you kill everyone is also the DCC. So here right now you can see that exactly is going to happen. I am going to use Metamorphosis on both targets, so we've got a 3 second stun on him. He can't do anything against that as I'm completely killing him, and now I'm just asking for a re-CC on the other guy. He did do that, in-cap came out, and he's just dead. It's literally that fast. Just in 4 to 5 seconds, you can just annihilate a target if it's not very watchful. And he just used all of his other cooldowns, so yeah, he died there. And that's basically what you can do. And in terms of defensive cooldowns, I mean, he's not powerless. He can do something. In the Metamorphosis, you have Leech, so you get 100% of your physical damage as healing. And this is something which you have to use to the fullest extent. I see so many people playing a Demon Hunter who just go into Metamorphosis the first thing they do. This is not the correct way of playing, because you need to be low in order to heal something. So the more you can get out of somebody without actually going to Metamorphosis, the better it's going to be. So right now, and you have also several ways of invoking Metamorphosis. So you're not that linearly bound to just having Metamorphosis once every 4 minutes. You have several ways of actually getting into there. As you can see right here, I'm just completely killing that healer. This should not happen, and it wouldn't happen against a very good player. Basically, what happens when you go into Metamorphosis and you don't have every single cooldown out of the enemy, they will just kite you, if it's like a class that can do that, or they will just survive you. And that's kind of the problem with him. He is quite one-dimensional. So he's very strong when you are in your dimension, in your niche, and I think he does it best. I don't think there's anyone who can do what he does best. I mean, he's an unkillable, unstoppable damage dealing machine that can deal AoE damage, single target damage. He can burst people completely. I don't really think there's anyone who can do it better than him. But he has some obvious shortcomings here. As you can see here, there's that was just a random kill I just put in there for reasons, I don't know. It just made me look good, I suppose. So I didn't even need any cooldowns for the mage right there because he played it very, very poorly. This is also a thing. The perception is very, very greatly skewed if you have somebody who isn't very good at the game and you just get completely annihilated and you're like, I can't really do anything against that. I really don't know how to do it. And a good player will always find ways and abilities to exploit some obvious weaknesses. For example, since it is Leech, so it's only the damage you deal. If you have anything that reduces damage or makes you immune to damage on the kill target the Demon Hunter is focusing, you are completely out in the open and going to get wrecked. So, for example, just as an example, you have like something like Shield Wall, something that or Parry. What's that thing called of outlaw rogues, or like evasion or something? I think evasion is a good idea. Yeah. So you're playing against the rogue, and he got you down like to 20%. You go into metamorphosis, and he just uses evasion. Like, what the fuck are you going to do? You're not going to heal, or you're just not going to heal. It's one of the most ridiculous things ever. So there are countermeasures. So it's not like this class is inherently OP. I just really like it for its versatility, and I also think, on the side note, that there are that this isn't inherently easy to play. I think that in fact it's very hard to play class, because you need to be very, 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 very precise with your movement, and it's basically everything. The difficulty does not arise from which buttons you press, because you have so few buttons, obviously. It's not like you have to have a weird rotation that you have to do perfectly every time, but you have to have absolute control over your positioning and your orientation of your character. Otherwise you are going to play suboptimal, and the Demon Hunter is quite the subpar class if you are playing suboptimally. So only if you really try and strive for the highest level of gameplay, you're actually going to yield results that look at least decently impressive. But anyways, this has been my thoughts on the Demon Hunter. My name's Drewlik. We've been watching PvP. As always, have a good one.